And what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to make the tuft headboard. I'm gonna show you how I do that. So this is the couch that I got for the cabin, and I'm gonna mimic this pattern right here. I've already spaced out with marker where the buttons are gonna go, right here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a hole, which has to be smaller than the button, obviously, so the button doesn't go all the way through when you pull them. And so I have got these buttons at Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna put the fabric on them. I got a little, I don't know what this is called. I guess it's called a button mold. And what you do is you put the fabric on top, and then you press that, and then the fabric goes all around the button, and then you have button matching your fabric. And then you pop the back on, and there you have it. And there's a template on the back of these. You probably can't see it. It's lighter, a template, so that tells you exactly how much fabric to cut, so there's not too much, so it doesn't get all balled up. So first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and drill the holes that I have spaced out here. And so let's do that. Those are all drilled. You see them all? Okay, now I'm gonna vacuum. And then I'm gonna make the buttons. So here's the buttons that I bought from the craft store, and they come apart like this. This is a mold. Sorry, I probably should have opened that first. Okay. And basically what I did was I cut a strip on the back of the box that they come in. There's a template that you cut out. There's a template that you cut out right here. You trace each side of it like this. And then you're gonna go ahead and stamp it in the button. And so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna cut these all out. First of all, I cut the strip out, and I had to be careful because this is a stripe, which I can't believe I got stripes. That makes it 10 times harder. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all these out. I need 22 buttons for one side and 23 for the other. I'll cut all these out and then I'll come back. Okay, we got all the buttons cut out. I'm sorry, drawn out. Now I'm gonna cut them. We got 22 buttons on this side. Okay, so I cut out the little circle, and I've done a few just to make sure they worked. And it's okay, I had to kind of come up with my own little system, but you put the little mold down here, you put your little button on, your fabric on top, you put the top of the button on here, you sort of push down. They give you this thing, but I've already broken it because it's so cheap. Because my fabric is kind of thick, kind of like a corduroy. So that's clearly making a difference in the making of this. Okay, so you push it all the way down, makes like this little flower thing. You fold all the fabric in like that. You put the backing on, okay? Now, this is where I broke the mold. So I'm pushing it in there. If you just do that, it'll pop back out. So I got a nail sink right here, and I started tapping. The back's gonna look a little wonky, but guess what? Nobody's gonna see it. But anyway, then you pop this bad boy out, and there's your button. Cool. So I'm doing the headboard for the loft. The piece of fabric I got was long enough, but I forgot that it has stripes. Well, you can't really see it, but there's stripes here. It's like a corduroy that runs up and down. So this is where it ends. I just have this much more. So cut it off the bottom. I'm gonna have to sew this on here. On this side, right here, sew it on, and then I can cut that way. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. I put the two right sides of the fabric together. The two sides that I want up face each other. And it's just a simple stitch to connect them down the line. I didn't pin it, so it's running away from me. Dunzo. Okay, so here it is connected right here. You can see it, but when I pull it and staple it and stretch it, it'll go away. So now basically the fabric that was down here is right here. And so I made it longer because the stripes go this way, and you have to be really cognizant of that. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this off and start stapling it, and then I'm gonna show you how I get the buttons on there. Okay, to put the button on, what I got here was doll needles. You need a really long needle, really thick long needle. I have upholstery thread, which is extra strong. So, and I've pre-drilled my holes in here. So I'm gonna push this through a hole, and the needle will come out here. Okay, now I take a staple gun, and staple the string on the back, put the button on the thread, and I push it back through the hole in the back, like this. Pull it super tight, and there you have your little button. I know a real upholsterer is watching this and having a conniption fit because I'm doing it wrong. I apologize for hurting the real upholsterer's feelings. This is all about DIY. This is the first time I've ever done this. Maybe I will fine tune my craft later. That's how you get that look. And this is a piece of plywood in the back, and I put 2-inch foam, covered it, stapled it, and put the buttons on, and we should be ready to go. I have 23 of these to do, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do the math, 16 more. So I'm gonna go do that now. So I got the headboard in the loft. This is gonna be for 1 double bed. This is for another double bed. 2 lights. We're not done with the ceiling here. We're gonna bring those tiles all the way across. I do have to lift that up a hair. It's off a hair. Okay. The plywood that we use to stretch the fabric on is from Demo here. So all I had to do was buy the material and the buttons. Stay up here all day long. If you can't find me, you'll know, you know where I am.